Welcome back to Spawn Academy. In this video, you'll be learning how to configure the auto camera tracking function of the conference camera and auto video switching function of the video matrix. First, for the equipment that we need for this demonstration. These are the equipments we are going to be using today. LCS5-03L Conference Central Control Unit, several LCS wireless conference microphones and wireless AP, with the name Seat 1 to Seat 3. PC to do the configuration, to LCS to 87120 conference cameras. One is camera 1 and one is camera 2. A foreign and output video matrix, LCS 800 for HTTP. Display screen to display the camera feed. Network switch for central control unit, AP and PC's network connection. To pair of 2-core cable and Euroblock for camera connection. HDMI cable for video connection. Serial cable for control connection. Next, how to connect all the equipment together. Connect the central control unit's RS for 185 port to the camera RS for 85 in, with the 2 pairs of 2-core cable, so the conference central control unit can sending control commands to control the camera's movement. Now camera 1 is connected, next to camera 2. Multiple cameras should be connected in parallel. Here's the final connection result. Next, connect the camera's HDMI video output to the video matrix's HDMI video input. Camera 1 to the matrix's input 1, and camera to 2 input 2. And the video matrix's video output to display screen. Next, we need to connect the central control unit's RS to 3 to port to the video matrix's RS to 130 to port, with a straight DB9 serial cable, so the central control unit can sending control comm to the video matrix and realize video switching. Lastly, to begin the configuration, we need to connect the PC to the same switch as the central control unit. And the AP, if you're using wireless microphone. On the next part, we'll be learning about auto camera tracking configuration. First of all, we need to set the camera's ID number by using remote controller. If this is your first time using the camera, make sure only one camera is power on, or else the remote can control all the camera at the same time. We need to configure the camera one by one. First, I will switch the video matrix to camera to video. Now I will use the remote to change the settings. You can look at the remote close up on the right. If you can't see which button is pressed, the button will light up when I press. You can see there are for camera selection button on the remote. By default, all camera is 1. So I'll configure it camera to first by pressing 1. We can set this camera to number to 4 by pressing asterisk, hash, and F23 or 4. So we can separate this camera from others. You can see the new camera number notification on the screen. Now we can control this camera by selecting camera 2. Next, we need to set the camera's ID number and control protocol. For the conference control unit camera control function, click Menu. Find Setup or Communication Setup depending on the model you have. You can see right now it's auto mode. We can change the protocol to VSCA, Pelco D or Pelco P. For this instance, I'll be using Pelco D and change the ID number. Notice that this number is not the same as the remote control camera selection number. Close the menu. It will save automatically. Now for the camera 1 with the same steps. Turn on the camera's power and switch the video input to 1. Remember to select camera 1 on the remote. I'm gonna leave the remote control number to default, and only change the protocol and ID number. Now we need to do the configuration on Central Control Unit's webpage. Change your PC's network card address to the same segment as the Central Control Unit. By default, it's 19.168.1.101. Open your browser and type in the Central Control Unit's IP address 19.168.1.101 by default. Log in with the username admin and password are DC070# with capital R. Let's check out the microphone states first. You can see 3 microphones are now online, and they have already given a name. Now for the camera tracking, we need to go to the PTZ settings. Here we can select the camera and control each camera's position, zoom or FOV manually. Notice that the PTZ protocol settings must matching to your camera. Protocol type should be RS485. PTZ protocol Pelco D. Due to our previously configuration, and the baud rate for the Spawn conference camera is 9600 by default. If you're planning to using third-party camera, make sure to check the manual for the camera's protocol type and baud rate, and correctly put them on the settings here. Click Save when done. For the auto tracking, we only need to select the microphone and camera. First of all, let's set the panorama default position for camera 1, so the camera can move back to that position. When there is no one speaking, move the camera to designated location. Click Save to save the position. We are going to set camera 1 to tracking the seat 1's position when he speaks. Now the next time this microphone pressed to speak, the camera will automatically change to this position. Now let's configure other to microphone's position as well. I'm going to use the second camera for the seat 2 and 3 tracking. Notice one microphone can only bind in one camera and position. Now the tracking configuration has been completed. Next, let's see how to configure the auto video switching function of the video matrix. Now we know, when microphone seat 1 pressed to speak, the camera 1 will change to its position, and camera 2 is controlling seat 2 and 3 position. But now the problem is we only have one display screen. How do we switch to camera 2's feed to the display screen automatically when the seat 2 or seat 3 starts speaking? So that's why we need the auto video switching function. Back to the webpage and select Central Control Settings. Set the baud rate to 115,200 and save. Click Add. First, for the seat 1, we need make sure when this microphone starts speaking, it will switch the camera 1's video to the display screen. Select the microphone that will trigger the switching, and key control is Start Speaking. Protocol type is RS-232. Command is the command send to the video matrix, which for video switching, the format is SW, X and Y. X indicates the input channel of the video matrix, and Y indicates which output channel should the input channel output to. It can be channel number, or A is output to all output channel. So the command should be SW,1,1, which is input 1 to output 1. Click OK when done. Next, add another control command for C2 and C3. Command should be SW, to 1, which is input 2 to output 1. And now the video switching configuration has been completed. Right now the video matrix is set to output video of the input 1. When we press the speak button on the seat 1 microphone, you can see the camera automatically change its position, and back to the panorama when I pressed again to stop speaking. Now, when the seat to microphone speak, you can see the display screen change to the second camera, and also the camera change the position to the microphone. If there are multiple speakers, the camera will track the last speaker's position. When I press C3 microphone speak, the camera will change its position to microphone 3, and when I press again to stop speaking, the camera switch back to C2's position. And back to the panorama again when no one's speaking. When I press seat 1 microphone, the display screen switched back to camera 1 with the seat 1's position, and back to the camera 1's panorama when no one's speaking. In this video, we've learned about the conference camera and video matrix's auto camera tracking and auto video switching function, including how the devices should be connecting together and how to do the configuration. That's all for today's lesson. For more information, please visiting our website www.sponcom.com. Thank you for watching.